Okay. In C sharp, that the C sharp supports the usual logical conditions from mathematics. That we are going to use less than, like this, less than or equal, greater than or equal to, like this, and not equal, that we are going to use in condition statements in C sharp, that the logical conditions. And we have that the C sharp has following conditional statements, that if, else, else if, and switch case, that we can use as a logical conditions in our application. And if statement, how we can use it, sorry. Yes, sorry. And if statement is specify a block of C sharp code to be executed if condition is true. Here, that if block, and we are going to use with lowercase letters, if, and in parentheses, that the condition, block of code here, that the between curly braces, block of code to be executed if the condition is true. If it's false, of course, this line of code, that the between curly braces, will not execute it. Let's see an example here, that we have two variables, int, that one of them is x and another one is y. X, the value of the x is 20 and y is 18. And then if statement, if x greater than y, 20 is greater than 18, yes, it's true, then the condition is true, then this block of code to be executed, and it will show on the screen this message: x is greater than y. It is how we can use if statement, basically, that we can use in C sharp. Okay. Else statement, that we can use else statement together with if, and also we can use with loops. It's also possible, but especially that we are going to use it together with if block, that the if and else block. If block here, that we have condition, and if the condition is true, this block of to be executed if the condition is true. But if the condition is false, then else block to be executed, that between curly braces, also that we are going to write our code, and this block of to be executed if the condition is false. This is else that we are going to use, and the example here, that we have time variable and it is 20, and the if block, that the condition is if the time is less than 18, then this block of to be executed. But now it's wrong. 20 is not less than 18, and because of that, else block to be executed, and then this line of code to be executed, and will show good evening in the screen, on the screen. Yes, it is output. And yes, we are going to use else together with if statement. Let's see another one that we can use if we have use the else if statement to specify a new condition if the first condition is false. If we have two or more conditions, and then we can use else if statement together with if. Here, how we can use it? Here, that you can see if block, else if block, and else block. Here, our code will start, we'll check first this condition, that the condition 1, and if it's true, then this block of code to be executed. If not, if it's wrong, if this condition 1 is false, and then we'll check the second condition, that the condition 2. If it's true, then this block of code to be executed. And if the second condition is false, and then it will check the else block. If the first condition and then second condition is false, and then it will continue with else block. And then this condition here, that if the condition 1 is false and condition 2 is false, and then else block to be executed. Of course, you can use else if 2, or you can maybe that you can try with 3 or more condition. It is possible. Yes, it is if else if block, how we can use it in C sharp. And the example here that we have again, that the time, and it has the value of the 22, and it checks first. We have if block, we have else if block, and we have else block. Here that it will check the first condition is this one. Time less than 10. No, 22 is not less than 10. Because of that, it's false. Then it will jump to next condition. It will check the next condition. 22 is less than 20. No, that the second condition is also false. And because of that, not to be executed here. And then else block, that it will execute the else block, because the condition 1 and the condition 2 is false, and else block to be executed, and then it will show on the screen that the good evening message. It is how we can use if statement in our examples, in our code. And also that you can use shorthand if else. That another name for it, that the ternary operator. You can use it in your code in basically that in one line, that variable or and is equal condition. If it's that the question mark, if it's true, then this expression to be executed, and then colon symbol. And if it's false, if the condition is false, and then expression false to be executed. It is ternary operator, and later, yeah, also in JavaScript that we are going to use it when we need it. Yeah, it is basically that you can use in shorthand if else in your code. Switch case, it is also that you can use in C sharp, and use the switch statement to select one of many code blocks to be executed. If you have some more selections and more choosing that the options, and then you can use switch case basically in your code here, that it will start with switch keyword, and in the parentheses that it is variable. It can be variable or it can be expression, and that then it will check the variable or expression. If it's that fits with value 1, for example, if it's 1, for example, and then this case 1 here that you are going to name it, you can name it that just case 1, case 2, or you can name it with string value here. If it's that fits with this case value 1, then this block of code to be executed. And each case statement, it's important, have to be finished, have to be end with break keyword. It will stop the execution of the switch case block. If it's not that if we forget it, then it can jump to another value if it fits that the another case options. And because of that it's important to end the case statement with break keyword. Break command, that we can say. If that variable 2, for example, value 2, and then this block of code to be executed, and at the end of the switch case that we can use, it is sorry, it is optional that we can use default. If no match with any other cases, then this default block to be executed. And also that we need to write the break command here, and it will stop the execution of the switch case block. For example, here you can see you can use for menu items. You can run, for example, application, and it can show for first if user enter one, for example, and then it will list all cars that we have. For example, if the list of the cars, and then it will list all cars if user enter one, and if enter two, that add a new car, for example. If enter three, then edit a car, and then we need to write this relevant part, the relevant codes for it. And if a user enter four, that it will delete a car, and if enter 5, then it will exit from application. It is yeah, it's very convenient when you use especially that the menu items and so on. If you have some much more matching values, that the switch case is very convenient for it. Any question until now? I hope it's clear. Perfect. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. And then let's continue. That the break keyword, it's important that we are going to use it with loops and with switch case, and sometimes it will help us much more things. That the for stopping execution. Um, Question. Let me check the chat. Chat. Do you need to specify? Uh, yeah, you can check it, or you can just write just a true. If it's true, then it will continue that we are going to use it today. Use to check. um mm, we are going to, I think that we are going to see the example about it, and then if you that a different kind of situation that we can discuss also on the example. Okay, Kevin? Mm, my screen is blue. It's okay. Is it that you see my screen? It's good, or I think no problem.
I think.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, break keyword that will for it one C sharp reads the let me close here. No, it's stay okay. One C sharp reads a break keyword that it breaks out the switch block, and this will stop the execution of more code and case testing inside the block. And here that a break can save a lot of execution time because it ignores the execution of all rest of the code in the switch block. Here one that we are going to use it in switch block, and with loops, of course, that it will help us. And default keyword that when we use with switch case, default keyword is the optional and specifies some code to run if there is no case match. Okay, and continue keyword also that we are going to use sometimes if we need that we are going to use break, but also that the continue keyword, it is also that we are going to use together with loops. The continue statement breaks one iteration. Break command, it breaks the all iteration. It stops and it's continue after switch statement or after loop statement. But continue, it's not stopping the execution of the loop totally. It just steps, it breaks one iteration in the loop, and its specified condition occurs and continues with the next iteration in the loop. That we can use also continue keyword in C sharp. Yes, this is what I wanted to say about condition and if statements. Um, any